It is with great pleasure that I welcome all of us here and all of you who are visiting St. Kitts and Nevis in particular to the beautiful Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. I trust that while you are here, you will find the time to enjoy not only the warm hospitality of our people, but also the amazing beauty of our country. This small country of St. Kitts and Nevis has become the home for many persons from our region and beyond. At the outset, allow me to acknowledge the exemplary leadership of the community by the immediate past chairman, Prime Minister Holness of Jamaica. Could we give him a round of applause for his contribution to our integration efforts. Colleagues, although it has been only 2 months since I became chair of our community, the level of engagement has made it appear to be of a longer duration. During the time, we have had 2 special meetings of the conference, and I, along with Prime Ministers of Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago, and the Secretary General, traveled to New York on behalf of the community to meet with the United Nations Secretary General, another high representative there, and later we traveled to Montevideo, Uruguay. All of this we had done to put forward the community's case with respect to developments in Venezuela. I have also been to Guyana, where I visited the Secretariat, and I held discussions with His Excellency President Granger on a number of community issues. I took the opportunity on behalf of the Conference of Heads of Government, and indeed the entire CARICOM family, to wish President Granger well and a full recovery as he goes through his course of treatment. While in Guyana, I also called on the leader of the opposition, Mr. Barrett Jagdeo. It has been a busy introduction to the chairmanship of CARICOM. What that has done, however, is to strengthen my belief in the value of the integration movement. It has also made me better appreciate the role of the chairman, the high investment of time and other resources which our integration efforts require. We, the people of the region, owe a debt of gratitude to our CARICOM Secretariat, the Secretary General, and all the employees there for the sterling work they do each day and for which they deserve even better rewards and a higher level of appreciation. So could we give them a round of applause? During my visit to Guyana and the holding of the special conferences there, I see them at work, doing outstanding work, working lengthy hours, and their hearts were full of love, love for our people and love for our region. So Estri conveyed to them my deep appreciation as chairman for the outstanding work which I saw with my own eyes. The power of unity, when it is channeled with purpose to achieve an objective, can provide remarkable results. It must therefore be used to inspire us to do what is necessary to make the CARICOM single market and economy the vehicle that we want to propel our sustainable development and make a positive impact on the lives of the people of the community. Colleague Prime Minister of Barbados has shown a tenacity and diligence in advancing the CSME agenda on behalf of our people, and this is worthy of commendation. Clearly, more is achieved when we work together. We have to do and be better at resolving the seemingly intractable challenges to provide affordable, safe, and efficient transportation for the people and goods around our region. Unity of purpose must be at the fulcrum of our efforts to build a strong, progressive, and prosperous CARICOM community. We must use it as the foundation upon which we support our security architecture through providing the resources for the agencies that serve and protect us. Together we must work to reduce the level of violent crimes in our region, preserving the peace and tranquility consistent with our acceptance of our region as a zone of peace. That power of unity must be our weapon and shield in the global arena as we seek to advance and defend our own interests. As small states, it is our duty to stand together and advocate for the adherence to the principles espoused and codified in the international multilateral organizations and institutions. It is our only hope to stymie those who would conduct global affairs on the basis of might being right. In that regard, our community could be justifiably proud of our stance and efforts to help the people of Venezuela resolve their crisis. I have no doubt in my mind that the principled position taken by CARICOM, working with like-minded countries, has prevented so far a catastrophe on our borders. We will continue to urge that dialogue is the only way to achieve a lasting solution. I commend Prime Minister Motley of Barbados and Prime Minister Rowley of Trinidad and Tobago and our Secretary General for their commitment and dedication to our efforts at promoting and supporting a peaceful resolution to the situation in Venezuela. Those two prime ministers were part of the triad, if you will, of CARICOM leaders who were designated by the conference to lead some of the international diplomacy which we pursued on behalf of the region. Peace in Venezuela portends well for peace in our region. And equally as we work hard to achieve peace in Venezuela, we equally wish for a peaceful resolution of the issues in Haiti. Haiti has played such a pivotal role, pioneering role, in the freedom fight for the people of African descent and the people of the region, that it will be good if Haiti would again achieve a position of preeminence in the onward development of our region. Let me note and commend Prime Minister Chasney of St. Lucia for taking on another international challenge on behalf of us all. Last week, he led a delegation which made our case forcefully to the European Union and its agencies with respect to the labeling of our countries as non-cooperative tax jurisdictions. That practice is being followed by individual member states of the EU. The continuous addition of onerous requirements to comply with new regulations is tantamount to cruel and unusual punishment. The EU and its member states are going well beyond the regulations and requirements of the OECD, of which they are a part, and with which our countries are largely compliant. Further, the selective application of the strictures does not apply to everyone and has a distinct bias. These unbridled attacks on our sovereignty and disturbing intrusion in our internal affairs hark back to a different era of us having to heed the dictates of our colonial masters who imposed mercantile laws that restricted our development scope and space. The question that must be asked is this: why are the revenue earning measures of small states within the Caribbean community and elsewhere being deliberately targeted? The EU preferences for sugar and bananas have long gone. Our financial services are under consistent threat. The denial of correspondent banking services affects our tourism sector and indeed our capability to engage in international transactions, such as when credit card transactions are delayed, and also affects remittances, a significant financial element in many of our small economies. Our Citizenship by Investment program is being attacked. Ship flagging is being questioned. In some, stumbling blocks are being put in our development pathways. How are we then to finance and achieve the development which our people deserve? These matters are compounded by the increasing effects of climate change, with the plethora of climatic events wreaking havoc and necessitating heavy reconstruction costs. Invariably, to meet these costs, we have to add to our already heavy debt burden. We also have to note the inextricable link between climate change and health. The challenges which climate change poses to the achievement of our healthcare goals are matters which we must continue to consider and debate. To exacerbate the problem, many of us are unable to source concessional development financing, having graduated out of access by the use of GDP per capita as the major criterion, rather than the more comprehensive vulnerability index. We have to press the case at every level that, as the International Monetary Fund has recognized, we have significant vulnerabilities that set us apart from other middle-income states. It is therefore mandatory that the vulnerability be the major criterion in determining access to concessional development financing. This is a cause for which we must continue to advocate fervently. Colleagues, these are not easy times, but we have been there before and we emerge unbowed. In today's world, we must reposition CARICOM. To do so, we must harness our collective wisdom, identify our competitive strengths, and use our creativity to carve out a space for us to thrive. But even as we pursue that goal, we must also confront the inequities being visited upon us by forging strong alliances, by strong, sustained advocacy, and by cleverly using the avenues open to us to contest the unjust actions of the international community. Innovative thinking and intellectual capacity do not have borders, and are not constrained by punitive, idiosyncratic rules and regulations. Our community possesses enough of both to design solutions and craft responses to the challenges that have been thrust upon us. Colleagues, these are the realities of life, of a small state in today's world. None of us could survive and prosper individually. Together we can forge a path and find creative solutions to ensure progress towards sustainable development. That will be a true demonstration of the power of unity. Finally, I wish that this intersessional meeting be crowned with outstanding progress for the CARICOM community and most importantly, for the people of our region. I thank you.